What up, everybody? You know what it is. We go ahead and actually do all kinds of reviews on this channel. And I told you guys I was going to go ahead and actually start reviewing some YouTube channels. Today, I'm going to go ahead and actually look at some channels that are about the culture. Now, if you have to ask me what the culture is, then it's not for you. If you already know what it is, then we're good to go. Hopefully you like them. It's not a whole bunch of them on here because a lot of stuff that I go and actually disseminate with the culture on there, I'm going to go in depth in other genres and things like that and compare them to the contemporaries, what have you. But I'll list a few of them here at the end and all that kind of good stuff. But if you're willing to go along with the ride for me, let's go ahead and actually do this review. Do me a favor, click like, share, subscribe. And now, let's check them out. So, Comedy Hype is a black owned, black operated, black presented news social network that contains things like interviews, roundtables, and other content centered around news that affects directly or indirectly black Americans. It's owned by John Ada, I believe is how you pronounce it. And he's the one that goes and actually is behind the scenes as getting everything together. Now, for me, I will go and actually tell you this why I like it is that this platform has black voices talking about things in the social consciousness. They will talk about socio-economic things. They will go ahead and actually talk about political, media, sports, court decisions, all kinds of things. Interviews are pretty good on this channel, but I go ahead and actually tune in. I like the Unforgotten series where they go and actually talk about actors and actresses and singers and things like that that are maybe they're not the frontline people, they're the people behind. Maybe they're like co-stars or play bit characters and things like that, but you see them around all the time and all that kind of stuff. And there's some good commentary and things like that of what happened to those folks over the years. The other aspect of it that I really go ahead and actually dive into is when they talk about some historical things going on from like back in the day, like when they go ahead and actually talk about things like different stories that happened way back when, where they talk about friendship between like Red Fox and Malcolm X, or you go ahead and actually talk about some of the court cases and mysteries that happen and things like that. The unknown teen who Rosa Parks replaced, the real Mr. Bojangles, that thing type of thing. It gave me some education on the Tulsa massacre that happened way back when. So there's a lot of good historical features on there as well. And then the thing that I think I tune in for the majority part, and I think most other videos really go ahead and actually speak to a lot of folks, is the roundtable discussions that they go ahead and actually have on there. And it's usually comedians that'll be on there. The ones that are on there the most are Pierre, Capone, and Yamanika. Those are the ones that are usually on the panel, but they go ahead and actually rotate some of those folks out there where there's other comedians that come on in there because they're actually based in Atlanta and they have these real discussions. And these are comedians, so they can put a funny spin on it, but they're giving you their true takes. And sometimes they go ahead and actually beef with the people that the news is about. Sometimes they're beefing at the media. Sometimes they're beefing at each other. And sometimes they're beefing at people in the comments. But whatever the case may be, is you're actually getting true conversations about events, social, economic things, just things, real news that affect us as black people. And you go ahead and actually have these uncomfortable discussions. People that think differently than other folks, right? And like, oh, this person might have a little bit more conservatism. This has a little bit more liberal. This person's more of an activist. This one's a little bit more of a stable type of person. This one is in the business and knows this, all this right here. This person is more like on the business side, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And so you have that great aspect of it, as well as you have a moderator that kind of keeps things moving and putting it in a way that we can always kind of focus back and get back to where we need to. So it is an excellent channel as far as talking out some of these situations, personalities, news, all that kind of stuff that affects us, and get people's real thought process, because you're going to go ahead and actually get all the different things: male perspective, female perspective. They've had people in there, that are gay, lesbian, bisexuals, all that kind of stuff on there. So really kind of getting a grasp of all that various different things, and that's why I like it. because we get an open dialogue that we need to go and actually have in the Black community, and Comedy Hype gives us that. People that are going to go and actually really like this obviously are, most Black people I think will go and actually like this because they want to understand how Black Americans view things, what they think about it, and have like a realistic dialogue about various different things. Also, people that want a little bit more laid back approach to the news rather than being kind of stuffy and uptight, they deliver it in a little bit more familiar kind of way. And then fans of like history, um, people that are looking for like panel discussions, celebrity news, things like that. If you kind of come here, because all that stuff is kind of part about all the different types of content that they talk about on here. So for me, Comedy Hype is where one of my main channels that I go to, seeing what they're talking about of news and events and things like that that affect us Black Americans. So go ahead and actually check them out and see what you think. Next site that I want to go and actually concentrate on for the culture, as it were, is Defiant Digital. Now, Defiant Digital is owned by Demario Dudley, and let's take a look and see what they have as far as their description. Defiant Digital is a media platform, media company pushing the boundaries of urban entertainment with innovative, original, unscripted, and scripted shows. Now, this platform has one of the best comedy debate shows ever, Cancel Court. That is my jam, I will tell you. That is what I tune in for this particular channel for. They go ahead and actually debate, as you can see, all the different things that they have on there, whether you're debating the trial of Michael Jordan versus LeBron James, who's the GOAT, trial of Tekashi 6ix9ine, Lil Wayne, trial of Kanye West. They go ahead and actually debate the Democratic Party. They go ahead and actually just rap culture, the Kardashians, all this kind of stuff, right? And because they're comedians that are defending both the prosecution and the defense, they are hilarious when they're delivering stuff. But they give in like true thoughts and opinions, and what we as Black folks, you basically you go ahead and actually picture it's almost like being a barbershop kind of talk. But ain't nobody getting their haircut. Everybody just go ahead and actually listen to two folks go ahead and actually cut on each other, of like taking two sides on it. And it's people like, yep, right. And then the other folks like, oh man, but I see that, blah, 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 like that. And it's awesome. And they kind of have it as this fake trial type of thing. And the dude, I don't know, the judge, I think he's related to Judge Mathis. He looks like him. He looks like he's related to him some kind of which way, right? But this is an awesome platform that they go ahead and actually do this. That's the main thing that I watch is a Cancel Court. They actually have some other types of shows on here in regards to kind of like advice shows, a little bit of reality types of things. I think they go ahead and actually go into like some celebrity news and things like that in there. And so there's other things to go and actually watch. Don't get me wrong, but I come on there for Cancel Court. There was actually one show that, or short film that I watched on there called Junior, and it was just it was one scene in a diner type of thing, and it was one guy in there, and him and his son go out to eat, and this other dude comes on in that he had beef with or whatever and stuff, and he kind of like sitting there holding them hostage. It's like a short, like I want to say it's like maybe like between 10 to 12 minutes long or something like that, but it was actually very well made or what have you. So I believe that the guy that goes actually does that is actually really talented or what have you. So I also like that on here as well. Like, as again, some of the other stuff on there is not really for me, but I think some other folks are going to actually find value out of that, because a lot of these same personalities that are like defending stuff on like Cancel Court are also on these shows as well. So for me, for the culture of like kind of arguing stuff back and forth, and you know how we like to debate things, Cancel Court is hilarious way that they go ahead and actually bring it all down. Comedians going actually defending various different things or prosecuting on there, and then they all make a determination with the crowd in the back. So it's like the people have spoken, and that's how they come to it. So with Defiant Digital, I think folks will go ahead and actually really get a lot out of this channel, especially for the culture, because they have those conversations and debates that a lot of us do go and actually have with our friends and what have you, and now you got a whole bunch of other folks going to actually arguing. So For me, I say go ahead and actually check out Define Culture. If you are about like debate shows, you want to go and actually see somebody go and actually talk about issues that affect us in the black community, definitely do that. If you like reality shows, real discussions, uh, kind of voices of black folks, and you like to see some of these comedians that you maybe only seen they stand up, here's another platform to watch them on. So go ahead and actually check out Defiant Digital, and you might like some of their content. Check them out. So those are the two specific sites that I want to kind of throw you guys to go ahead and actually really just dive into news about the culture. One actually breaks on like talking about news, roundtable discussions, a little bit more serious take. Define Digital, a little bit different as far as, you know, take a comedic view of stuff. Some other ones that I are going to talk about in other YouTube reviews, but are of the culture and things like that. And I'll just give them a quick shout out here. Is Hash Potatoes, sketch comedy group, love them. Black Media Man Cave is an awesome reviewer of black majority black movies. RDC World, they're so huge. Like, I know you've seen at least some virals of their, like, all their videos go viral. Hilarious dudes that do like scripted comedy, and they got different series with it. Them dudes are just funny, hilarious. Ace Vane is actually a dude that does animated, various different things with like popular animated cartoons or what have you. Dude is hilarious. He's got music underlaying on there. He's got his voices on it. Like, you have to watch it to see why I'm actually saying it's of the culture, because, you know, you're not gonna get a lot of that stuff if you're not of the culture and stuff. But it's absolutely hilarious. You gotta watch him. Flimlo Raps. Dude is actually a sports analyst that goes and actually talks. He makes like documentaries and specials and breakdowns of various different sports. Most of the time of football, because I think he played like college football or what have you. But he actually breaks down other sports and things like that, and kind of takes a deeper dive into various different things like that. And while he's not like exclusively black or anything like that as far as his content or whatever, a lot of things he actually brings a little bit of swag to it, a little bit of feel for it, and all that kind of stuff. And I would go and actually consider him of like a little bit more of the culture as far as delivering sports content news, like that one. Comedian Shuler King, it just does quick hitter types of funny clips or whatever. I think you really like him. He just takes funny takes on various different articles and all that kind of stuff. And last but not least, Big Ja. I've shouted him out a couple different times. Whatever, his sketch comedy is hilarious and all different things out there. So those are some of the cats that are also of the culture, but they'll go and actually appear in some of my other reviews and things like that. But hopefully you like that you got some different sites and YouTube channels that you might want to go ahead and go to. If you like any of the suggestions that I gave you, do me a favor, click like, share, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff, and hopefully I'll go ahead and actually see you again. Take care of yourselves. Peace.